What's going on, guys? Today I have 75357, the Ghost, and to me it's a very iconic ship, almost as iconic as the Millennium Falcon. And while this set does have its flaws, I still think that it is a top-notch set that was released in 2023. That being said, this set is 75357. It's for ages 10 and up. It has almost 1,400 pieces at 1,394 and costs $159.99. It does have 5 minifigures, and while I think the character selection could be a little bit better, could have thrown some throwbacks, some Easter egg kind of characters, maybe characters that didn't show up in Ahsoka but would be around anyone, a Season 3 Zeb. But more on that when we get into the minifigures in here. Overall, like the packaging on this is a really great set and one of my favorites, really, honestly. It's an excellent build. It does take some time, but we'll discuss that a little bit later on in this video. Let's dive in on those minifigures. Okay, well, here are the minifigures, and let's dive right in on First Officer Hawkins. Alright, here he is. Like, there's nothing super special going on with him. He does look very much like he does in the show. He's got his insignia plaque, although the dot isn't quite centered like I feel like it should. And they even added the extra detail on his belt. So wherever he does have detail, it's done very, very well. He's got the tall hairpiece, which looks good for the hairstyle he has in the show. Of course, that means no double-sided face. Back printing is pretty minimal, just some wrinkles, a little details on his belt. No dual-mounted legs for printing on the legs or arms. But still a great minifigure, although not my favorite to be included in the set. I feel like he's very minimal showtime, and wasn't really involved that much with the Ghost. I feel like that there are better selections that could have been made here, but overall, not a bad looking figure. Lieutenant Beta, and I believe we have Lieutenant Beta, who is a Mon Calamari, and the Mon Calamari print here is pretty excellent. Like, there's just such an immaculate amount of detail right on that head print. Like, these LEGO does a really good job with these alien heads and really knocks it out of the park. And then you got the New Republic flight suit, which looks really good. Just the basic flight suit, which you got the $110 E-Wing versus Shinhati Starfighter set. It's a very good flight suit. You could even replace this if you had a Zeb and recreate him from Season 3 of The Mandalorian. She does come with a pistol here, and then her back print. Pretty basic, just general flight suit printing. Now to get on to some of the more exciting characters. We have Jason. He is done Jason here, and he doesn't have the correct hairpiece. I don't think this is going to be another previous version of the Ghost where Kanan had the black hairpiece. I don't think this is going to be it. I think LEGO's just committing to the incorrect hair color here, or they don't want to change the hair color of this piece. Whatever the reason is. Should be a green, unfortunately, that are non-printed because LEGO doesn't print those. They're just too small. It is not. But the rest of his figure, short legs, but his torso looks very, very good here. Just little bits of detail. The jacket and shirt underneath just looks really, really good. And on the back side, you see more just minor printing. And Jason does have a back-sided rear face print as well. And we have Chopper, or C10P, I think. Anyway, everyone's favorite murder bot here. He looks really good to me. Like, I know some people have issues with the legs and the torso being the wrong color or something. I think for Ahsoka, he's a much more cleaned up droid than he was in Rebels. And, you know, the legs, I can go back and forth whether they should be gray or they should be white. At the end of the day, it probably doesn't really matter. It's just nitpicking at this point. I'm not so sure if I'm the biggest fan of the antenna on the head, just being represented with a single piece there. I think a 1x1 with a hole in it, and then like a sword being an antenna would have been better, but I don't know. I don't mind his head. I think it looks okay. It looks good to me. It looks like Chopper. His body has all kinds of intricate details right in the front there The one thing that he is kind of missing for me is his arms. I think, like 5 pieces, 4 or 5 pieces could have been added here to give him some droid arms, and I think, that's very Chopper. And he has some back printing as well. I think, for this day and age, getting back printed astromechs is very, very good. Most of the time LEGO doesn't include a third leg, anything like that are unique to all the astromechs. But I think, Chopper having arms is more important than R2-D2. In minifigure you're not going to get that, even R2-D2 having the third leg. I think Chopper needed to have the 2 arms. I still give him a pretty... He's a good inclusion and done very well. Last, but definitely not least, you got Hera. Now the goggles are probably a little bit small. Oh, they would line up very well with her, the size of her eyes. The pupils are a little bit weird for me. That's exactly how LEGO has done the pupils for Hera, just pretty wide circles. She does have a double-sided face, like so. And her leakus are pretty well detailed. We'll discuss that when we go more onto the back there. She's got this bomber jacket. She has on her left side there, has her insignia for her position as being general. And then she's got more of the X-Wing fighter flight suit pants. And then let's get on to her back. Oh, those should definitely not be there. Leakus. It might be hard. No, they're coming through. Got white prints for her leakus, like she does have in the show. And what's kind of interesting here is this insignia here. It is actually a reference to a hockey team. I believe Dave Filoni's favorite hockey team being I don't know much about hockey, but I believe it's the Penguins. Should be on screen there. It's the goalie's helmet on the back here. Now, Hera could have used some arm printing because she does have lots of details, including the Phoenix Squadron symbols and all kinds of stuff like that. But I think overall this is a great figure. And now we have the minifigures. Let's get on to the sets. Now, one of the key things, you do get extra missiles. That's going to be coming to play later on. And then an extra pistol came with Lieutenant Beta for me. You should get lots of extra little weapons on dual wield, or give someone, like First Officer Hawkins doesn't have a weapon, you can give him one or whatever. First up is the Phantom. It takes one whole bag to build. Out of the 13, the other 12 go to the Ghost. Now this does have a majority of the stickers. 8 stickers are on this Phantom, I believe. I could have missed one. That's how many there are. You do have this little mailbox piece back here. Newer, it doesn't like to open up. There you go. Open up, and it has a couple, you can put some extra weapons or something in there as well, but no minifigure will fit back there. And then you can you just kind of open it up like this. It doesn't open very well, and you can put a minifigure in there. We'll put this guy, if they're you have to push them far back so that it can kind of close. So if you get them on the plate here, which is something that LEGO's been doing more of, is just not throwing studs. And they'll slide forward, but as long as it can close, not too bad there. Yeah, but like the detail of the stickers are really good. You got the whale that's Sabine painted on to the Phantom 2 still on there. Some of these stickers were hard to line up, like you can tell. This part right here is just definitely not very focused. But the sticker, I struggled to get that one on straight and kind of ended up going with it. The cheese slope sticker was just a little bit difficult. But that is kind of the Phantom there. We'll set that aside for now. We've got the Pride and Joy, which is the Ghost. Now my minor issues are, again, minor. There's a lot of good things going on. We'll start, first off, you have these nice engines. Well, I know some of the arguments are that they are the incorrect color. I do like the blue. It's something calming about it. It just looks really good. Could be because blue light, but besides that, I think that it's just a really good design. The frosted blue just looks really good here. Before I move on to anything else, come up above. And one of the things when you put the Phantom or take the Phantom off, you have some gapping here, which is not bad. It's just a lot of empty space that could have been used or covered up. Now you could do something like putting in some crates in there and have it be part of the cargo. I don't know what else you would use that space for. Could be modded there, which maybe I'll do in the future. We'll see. But then you stick the Phantom onto this axle piece and then that stud there, which we'll do a little bit later. And then, although being inaccurate by the airlocks, because you have the airlock pieces, is a boarding ramp. Should be there, and then the way the build process to me on these boarding ramps aren't super secure. They're not very good. Now you can just take a minifigure, and not very easy for big hands. You probably can't even see that, and stick it up. But there we go. Now she's in. And then, before we move inside here, we're going to take a look at the outside engines again. You got these greebling on the outside by reverse studded plates. Again, same thing here. Just kind of moving that around. And then the front. Now I feel like on these front, these should be lights, which will be done in a future mod. And the color scheme on this just looks really, really good here. You got the sand blue, sand green. You got a couple stickers on these paint brushes. Just add that extra little bit of detail. You got of course the red up here, and more on that part later. Let's kind of get inside here. Take this apart. Now here we have Hera coming through. My angle and shadow dot in here is pretty bad, so I'll see what I can do. But there are two stickers in there that are caution, which are written. They're actually done Orbish of caution there. Yeah, these two jumper plates you can stick Chopper on. His head can also pop onto the Phantom, which I forgot to show you as well. And yet here's the back. Nothing super special, just some pillars and some empty space. You could even move the jumper plates, stick Chopper further back, or pull them forward. And come in from here. You have a sink. They really are throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at you. And we have this crate, which bigger hands, a little bit harder to pull out, and inside that crate is a Made Blue Run. If you've seen Rebels, that's a very good Easter egg. Up here, you got steps that lead up into the cockpit. I feel like this little space, these should have been just a little bit closer, but that I built exactly how the instructions intended. Okay, so we have Chopper and we have Jason in there, and then the first officer is in the Ghost. Looking right over here, like there's a little gap, as I've kind of pointed out there, but you can take two pieces and you can add Kanan in there. How might you ask? Right there, and like unfortunately, LEGO didn't add any stickers or Easter eggs to be Kanan posted up on the dashboard as appears in Ahsoka. Now, who are you going to pilot this other than your general or captain, Hera? And then you can pop this cockpit out. Looks really nice on the front there. And then right in here, I'm just loving all of this. Now, I'm not sure how well the lighting is really going to allow me to get through on this. But you got some nice on-focus stickers there that really add some details. And then right inside, there's an Inquisitor hilt and some extra pieces. And I just love how they did this. Let's stick our Lieutenant Beta in there. Okay, we got Beta inside. And when this is popped out, these can swivel around any direction. But we're going to have to pop this into our Ghost here. And if you look right inside, right in here is these little tiles here. These tiles here and here is where we're going to want to aim. And I want to make sure this is lined up perfectly. It should be right lining up with these four studs. There we go. Perfectly lined up. Close that cockpit there as well. Okay, anyway, we got this all back assembled. And to fire off these, you just pull this. And these pieces right here hit this and fires it off. Fire. Like that. You can go like one-handed fly it around. One of the things that I kind of feel like is missing, one that should be higher off the ground, I feel like, and then the front loading ramp there is, and it hasn't been included on any Ghost, but was really, to me, is lacking on this 2023 version. You want to ride? That's a little bit of a nitpick on my end. And like overall, I really love this ghost. I do think it is set of the year of 2023, and I do give it like a 9.5. Like little key features that like it's like missing 30 pieces that I feel like could really improve this set. Otherwise, it's like near perfect. Taking me like 45 minutes to build the Phantom, but that's because of all the stickers. I do wish that some of these were more printed. You know, like why is one cockpit printed and one not? And again, like those are very easy to fire off. You flying them around, they're just going to fire off with the movement of that. I think it's a very cool feature, but also annoying at the same time. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all you. Smash that like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing right down below. And I've got another video you're going to want to check out coming right up.